Have you ever wondered how France came to be the country it is today? Let's step back in time and embark on a journey to discover the origins of this captivating nation. Our story begins around 2,500 years ago with a collection of Celtic tribes known as the Gauls. They weren't a single unified nation, but rather a loose confederation of tribes, each with their own customs, languages, and leaders. These tribes spread across the region we now know as France, living in everything from fortified hilltop settlements to sprawling river valley towns. But the Gauls' world was about to be turned upside down. Enter Julius Caesar, the ambitious Roman general. In the 1st century BC, Caesar set his sights on Gaul. His legions, armed with superior tactics and organization, conquered the Gauls in a series of brutal campaigns. Gaul became a province of the mighty Roman Empire, its tribes now subjects of Roman rule. For the next 500 years, Roman culture and civilization permeated Gaul. Roman cities sprang up, complete with forums, baths, and amphitheaters. Latin became the dominant language, and the Gauls adopted Roman ways of life, from their legal system to their style of dress. But, as we know, all empires must fall. The Western Roman Empire crumbled in the 5th century AD, leaving a power vacuum in Gaul. Into this void stepped a new power, the Merovingian dynasty. The Merovingians were a Germanic people who seized control of Gaul, establishing a kingdom that was the precursor to modern France. Under the Merovingians, the landscape of Gaul began to change. Cities declined, and the population became more rural. Despite these changes, elements of Roman culture persisted. The Latin language evolved into Old French, and Christianity, which had spread during Roman times, became even more firmly established. From the Gauls to the Romans, and then to the Merovingians, France has a diverse and vibrant history. This rich tapestry of past events shaped France into the nation we know and love today. So buckle up, as our journey through France's fascinating past is only just beginning. But what about the Middle Ages and the Renaissance? How did they shape France? Well, let's take a journey back in time to the Middle Ages, an era that spanned from the 5th to the 15th century. The Middle Ages were a time of profound transformation for France, highlighted by the rise of the Capetian dynasty. This royal house, which began in the late 10th century, became a dominant force in the consolidation and expansion of French territories. Its rule was characterized by a shift towards a more centralized form of government, which laid the groundwork for the modern French state. Now, let's not forget the Hundred Years' War, a defining event of the Middle Ages. This conflict, which actually lasted 116 years, saw the Kingdom of England and the Kingdom of France locked in a bitter struggle for control over the French throne. This war had a profound impact on France, leading to significant changes in military tactics, national identity, and ultimately, the end of feudalism. As the dust of the Middle Ages settled, the Renaissance period dawned, a time of rebirth and cultural flourishing. The French Renaissance was sparked by the Italian Wars, a series of conflicts between France and Italy that brought about an exchange of ideas, art, and knowledge. This was a time when France truly began to shine on the cultural and scientific front. The Renaissance brought about an explosion of creativity and innovation. Figures like François Rabelais and Michel de Montaigne revolutionized literature with their works. In science, advancements were made in fields such as anatomy and astronomy, and in art, the French adopted and adapted Italian styles, leading to the creation of some truly magnificent works. So you see, the Middle Ages and the Renaissance were not just periods in history. They were times of immense change and growth for France. They laid the foundations for the nation we know today, shaping its political landscape, cultural identity, and scientific prowess. Indeed, the Middle Ages and the Renaissance were periods of immense change and growth for France. But France's history isn't all about kings and queens, is it? Indeed, we pivot now to a time of tumult and transformation, a period when the people of France rose against the monarchy and forever changed the course of their nation's history. This was the era of the French Revolution, a time of societal upheaval spurred on by social and economic hardships, political corruption, and a hunger for equality. The revolution, which began in 1789, was a time when the common people of France stood up against the oppression of the monarchy. They rejected the age-old system of feudalism and demanded a society based on freedom, equal rights, and secular laws. The revolution gave birth to a new political landscape, abolishing the monarchy and establishing France as a republic. But the revolution also gave rise to one of the most iconic figures in French history, Napoleon Bonaparte. Rising from the ashes of the revolution, Napoleon seized power in a coup in 1799. His reign, known as the Napoleonic era, was marked by significant reforms in administration, education, and law, with the establishment of the Napoleonic Code, which still forms the basis of French civil law today. However, Napoleon's thirst for power and expansion led to the Napoleonic Wars, a series of conflicts that spread across Europe, leading to widespread destruction and loss. Despite initial successes, Napoleon's empire crumbled under the pressure of multiple alliances formed against him, leading to his eventual downfall and exile in 1814. The fall of Napoleon saw the return of the monarchy with the Bourbon Restoration, a period that saw the return of King Louis XVI to the throne. This marked the end of a tumultuous era in French history, an era that saw the rise and fall of an empire and the birth of modern France. The French Revolution and the Napoleonic era forever changed the course of France's history. A country reshaped by the will of its people, France emerged from this period a different nation, one that would continue to grapple with the legacy of revolution and empire in the centuries to come. But what about modern France? How did it become the country we know today? To understand this, we must first step back into the late 19th century, the era of the Third Republic. Established in 1870 following the collapse of Napoleon III's Second Empire, the Third Republic was a time of political instability, but also cultural flourishing. It saw the rise of La Belle Époque, a period marked by optimism, peace at home and abroad, and advancements in technology and arts. However, the tranquility of the Belle Époque was shattered by the outbreak of the First World War. France, with its strategic position in Europe, was hit hard. The war brought devastation, but also a deep sense of national unity and resilience. The interwar years were a time of rebuilding and recovery, but the specter of war soon loomed again with the onset of the Second World War. The Second World War was a dark chapter in French history. The country was occupied, its people oppressed, and its spirit tested. But once again, France emerged from the ashes, its spirit unbroken. In the post-war period, the Fourth Republic was established, a time of economic recovery and political instability. The Algerian War of Independence and other colonial conflicts led to the collapse of the Fourth Republic and the establishment of the Fifth Republic in 1958. Under the Fifth Republic, France underwent a process of rapid modernization. Infrastructure was built, industries were developed, and France transformed into a global economic power. The country we know today, with its high-speed TGV trains, its world-leading fashion industry, and its pivotal role in the European Union, is a product of this period of dramatic change. Yet, throughout this tumultuous history, one thing has remained constant: the French spirit. It is a spirit of resilience, of revolution, of creativity, and of unity. It is this spirit that has shaped modern France, and it is this spirit that continues to define it today. From the devastation of war to the prosperity of peace, modern France stands as a testament to the resilience and strength of its people. So what have we learned about France's history? We've embarked on a journey starting from the origins of this great nation, tracing back to the Gauls, a resilient group of Celtic people who played a crucial role in shaping what we now know as France. Their ingenuity and culture laid the groundwork for a nation that would grow to be a significant player on the global stage. Then, we delved into the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, periods of immense transformation. France's history during these eras was marked by extraordinary developments in art, architecture, and literature. The creation of iconic structures like the Notre-Dame Cathedral and the adoption of the French language during these times still resonate in France's cultural landscape today. Our journey continued through the tumultuous period of the Revolution and the Empire, where the French people valiantly fought for their rights, leading to the fall of monarchy and the rise of democracy. This revolutionary spirit, born out of a desire for liberty, equality, and fraternity, remains at the heart of French identity. And finally, we explored modern France, a nation that has managed to maintain its rich historical heritage while evolving into a progressive and influential global power. Today, France stands as a beacon of art, fashion, gastronomy, and innovation, drawing millions of admirers from around the world. Throughout this journey, we have seen how France's history has shaped its culture, society, and global influence. Each era, with its triumphs and tribulations, has woven a rich tapestry that is the essence of French identity. Each chapter of its history has left indelible marks, shaping not only the nation but also significantly influencing the world. So, whether it's the resilience of the Gauls, the creativity of the Renaissance, the revolutionary spirit, or the progressive mindset of the present, France's history is a testament to the nation's enduring spirit and its remarkable ability to adapt and evolve. From the Gauls to the present day, France's history is a captivating journey of change, resilience, and cultural evolution.